Yo, what is going on, guys? It's your boy Jadon Trades with Team Bull Trading, and I hope you all had a discipline-filled trading week. I know I did. I had one of my best execution weeks I've had in a very long time. Not only did I hit 40 green days in a row, but I ended the week with over $9,300 in trading profits. I locked in my first ever payout on my first try from Tradeify, and I made over $2,000 today. And the best part about this is I called all of these trades live in real time in front of over 1,500 people.
575, 220, 270, 6,300, 444, 2,000, 692, 444 in the day, baby. 211, 1,050, 1,200, 500, 2,400.
Now in today's video, I want to break down specifically today. I went 4 for 4, which is very rare for me. You don't see me taking 4 trades in a day often, but I was feeling it. My bias was locked in, my execution was locked in, and I wanted to put my foot in the gas because the setups were there. Now, to start off my setups, my first one was a rare one, in fact, because I took it in the first 15 minutes. Well, on the third 5-minute candle of our 15-minute time frame. I typically wait till at least 20 minutes into the day, usually 45 minutes to an hour, to take my first trade. I like to let the market digest, set a direction, and really get a feel for how the market participants are moving and whether buyers and sellers are aggressive or they're weak. So the first trade of the day was a short entry. As you guys can see here, we have this initial push up and a failure to go higher. Now, on this particular candle, we had decent volume, but a majority of this candle was a wick to the upside. Now, also to take into consideration here, with this wick to the upside, I was watching for this rejection of previous day close. So that was already a level on watch for me for rejection for a lower high and to move back down. So let's go ahead and map that out here. We look at this previous day close area right around here. You can see we rejected this aggressively. Now, on our second wick up, I'm always looking for the second candle wick up here. Or if we're going to catch a reversal, I want to see 2 5-minute candles confirm, ideally with volume confirmation. So we get the second wick up. On this wick back down here, I end up buying shorts in this area. I want to take stops above this high at 63. So we have around 15, 20-ish points of risk in here. And we ride this down for a really nice trade. Over 30 points on this first trade. I don't catch this whole move down, which in reality, I likely should have set my stops a little bit more loosely. I ended up stopping out on this pushback up here. So I missed this initial downside move on these candles. And I truly believe that was because, looking back, obviously hindsight is 20/20, but when I look at my data, look at the recording I make, because I record every trade and I post them on my Instagram at JadonTrades. I may even start horizontally recording and posting my full trade recaps to YouTube. Let me know in the comments if you guys would like to see that so you can see my executions, my thought process in real time. I personally didn't want to take on the risk because it was a trade within the first 15 minutes. And I typically don't do that. It wasn't one of my A++ setups. It was more of an A- type setup. So we move down, no entries down here. And then, of course, we have our aggressive move back up. It's supported by volume on these pushes up. So you know what that means. After we get this 5-minute close up here with the supporting volume, right, aggressive move up on this move back down here, this retest, we end up buying calls here. We move up here, about give or take 20 points. We get a 20-point move up, and then we get stopped out in the move down. Now, this is my 15-minute orb strategy, where if you come up here and you close a 5-minute candle above the 15-minute high or a 5-minute candle below the 15-minute low, that typically will set the trend. And this is interesting for anyone who's been looking to learn the orb, because watch the downside here. If you were to try to take this orb short before closing below, you would have been stopped out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. However, on this, we were able to come down, have a nice long move up, and actually correction, it was this candle. We bought right here, we bought around here at these highs, and we had a nice, right here. We bought around these highs here. I don't know why that was so low. Around these highs here, we had this nice move up. We got stopped out right here. You can see that on my Instagram video where we took it live together. But we retested down after this close above here. Got a nice 20, 30-point move up, and then we got stopped out on this move back down. The third setup here is called the reverse orb. Now, on the reverse orb, that's when you fail to go higher after that 15-minute breakout. You move back down, close below, And on the retest back up, you try the shorts. That's exactly what we did. It wasn't quite here at 63, but after we touched here, moved down, I entered the shorts in here with stops above 63, right around here, and we caught a beautiful move to the downside. We pretty much caught this whole candle over 2 trades. I'll get to that 4th trade in a second, but caught it in here, rode most of this candle down, ended up popping back up within this candle, got stopped out, and then near down here, near these 70s actually, right in here, I entered shorts again, entry at 90 because we had this aggressive selling volume. I wanted to see us continue down to low a day. Entered in here, kept stops above this 301 area, and we rode this to low of day. Now, again, this was all based on the reverse orb because oftentimes when you reverse orb after confirmation, you retest this, you're going to test low a day. It happens pretty often. That's something you can back test, and I challenge you to back test this next whole week, is that when you close your 5-minute candle above, you try your breakout, it fails. Oftentimes that signals buyers are failing, sellers are going to step in, and you're going to retest low a day. But you don't try the opening range breakout to the downside until you get a 5-minute close. No strategy is picture perfect, guys. No strategy. So you have to always have your stop set, have your risk defined, and stay disciplined in every single trade. That's what's really picked it up for me. This was my 3rd week in a row making, I made 9,300 this week, so not quite 10,000, but 3rd week in a row making around 10,000 or more. The previous 2 weeks I made over 10,000 and 13,000. This week I ended just shy at 9,300, but nonetheless, still a great trading week. All called live in real time in my free Discord. You can tap into that below. Now, I missed the rest of the day here, but this ended up giving a pretty decent setup as well as we moved back down, right? We moved back down here, tested this previous 15-minute high zone, not quite the level exactly, but you can see that we retested that whole zone as a whole. Let's see, let's throw up this. Here we go. For our 15-minute high to that wick high, this can act as a previous supply turn demand zone. Came down here, retested that, then had an aggressive strong close to the upside. So that tells me the bulls are back in town. Now for how long, I'm not entirely sure, but the bulls are back in town. That leaves me with this. This weekend I challenge you guys to do something that will better your mental health and better your routine. Because as a trader, what our success boils down to is our discipline, our focus, and our ability to execute on a day-to-day basis. Start that in your daily life. Learn how to execute a strict morning routine. Learn how to execute at the gym. Learn how to execute on anything that you set your mind to that you've perhaps failed on in the past, procrastinated in the past. And remember this, as far as your trading goes, all truths are self-evident, meaning you're going to give yourself evidence to whatever theory you support. So if you see yourself as a profitable trader, give yourself evidence of that. Prove it to yourself. If you think you're a loser, you think you're never going to make it in trading, you're going to find reasons why you won't make it in trading. I challenge you guys to better your mindset this weekend, better your focus this weekend, and make it a point to take one step forward for our Trading Day Monday. Trade smart, trade safe, and I'll see you guys on the flip side and hopefully inside Team Bull on Monday. God bless.